Well, now it's really official. I am done with radiation treatments. It's definitely been a journey, but the last week of treatments was all done sunny side up. So they flipped me like a pancake, as one of the techs said. I thought that was kind of funny. So I'm a pancake, I guess. But I looked at that machine that I had seen only face down, and it was actually, for someone like me who loves to know how things work. I just have an inquisitive mind, always a million questions, love to know how everything works. So for someone like me, of course, I had to study about the linear accelerator and how it worked, how it created the radiation, the photons in particular, that it then directs into the proper spot on my body. I wanted to understand that process because it was pretty fascinating. And really, if I'm going to be having a machine targeting me with tissue destroying, cell destructive radiation, I would like to know a little about how it works. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's just part of how I process things. So my oncologist laughed at me. He said, in all of his years of practice, I am the only patient that knows how the linear accelerator works. I'm not sure I quite buy that, but I'm sure I'm in the minority. I have no doubt. That's usually the way I am in most things. I'm just curious. So I did learn how the linear accelerator worked. My oncologist got a really good laugh out of that. But he said, I give you props, kudos. He said that you wanted to understand that because the vast majority of patients don't want to. So for whatever reason, there I am learning how it worked, and it was pretty fascinating. And the fact that I got to be face up for these last week of treatments was actually good in that regard. That's why I told you about all that, because I was able to see the machine working. I mean, when I was face down for the other weeks of treatment, I could hear it moving around me, but I couldn't tell what it was doing because my face was completely blocked. My view was completely blocked. So this time I was able to see there's this circular frame called a gantry that the treatment head and the X-ray pad and everything rotate around to get it in the correct position. And I could see the gantry moving, and I could see when the treatment head came up, I could look inside the treatment head and I could see the collimators. They're called, these little rods that are lining, all of these rods lining the inside of the tunnel that the radiation comes out of. And depending on each patient and their needs, how it needs to be targeted, they actually shape the radioactive particles, those photons that are coming at you for this treatment. They can shape that any way they need to. And for a certain part of the first part of my treatment, it was shaped sort of like a triangle. For the second part of my treatment, I could see those collimators moving, and they were reshaping it to kind of like a kidney bean shape. So it was actually pretty fascinating, all in all, but it was still radiation, so we were talking serious business. So again, did not hurt. The radiation treatments themselves and the techs were actually fairly nice, so it was pretty good. No complaints on this last week as far as the treatments go. I saw my oncologist one last time. He confirmed what I already knew, that my breast tissue was quite burned at this point. So he immediately prescribed a burn cream for me. It was uncomfortable, but it wasn't anything super serious. It was just uncomfortable, definitely. And it wasn't until that last week of treatments that the redness just went crazy. So I used the prescription burn cream, and actually my tissue is now, as we're looking at almost 3 weeks since my last vlog. I'm sorry. I've just been too tired. I just couldn't do it. But it's been 2 weeks since the end of my radiation treatment. So Now, 2 weeks later, my tissue is almost completely healed. That burn cream and the corn huskers that I've been using in between the burn cream applications, that's been working really well. My skin is still really soft, and that's good, you know, and I have a nice suntan right there. So I kind of joked to my husband and said, I think I figured out how to get a really nice dark brown suntan. Just find the nearest linear accelerator and step on up. You know I'm joking. You don't want to use a linear accelerator, but my point is I'm always trying to inject humor because that's just who I am. So that's how I thought, and my husband and I got a good laugh out of that. He said, yeah, I don't think you want to market that as a sun tanning booth. And I said, probably not, because of the radiation that goes along with, you know, the sun tanning beds give you a certain amount, but this one gives you a whole lot more in a different way. So don't want to use it for sun tanning. But the good thing is I do still have a very beautifully brown breast. Of course, it doesn't look like the other one, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. At least I'm brown in one place. So the tissues are healing very well. The uncomfortability is gone now. A little bit of redness left, so there's some healing left. But all in all, I feel like I'm doing really well that way. The reason it's been so long since my last vlog is I have literally been in bed or reclining in my recliner with my head back against the back cushion because I've been unable to even lift my head. And that's partially why I'm sitting like I'm sitting. I've kind of got my head propped up by my shoulder here because I'm just so tired. That's been the hardest thing for me to deal with. So the tiredness has been a challenge. The brain fog, I feel like, yeah, that's probably just me because I do have an old brain. I don't know how much of that is from the radiation, how much of that is just me getting older, but it just seems like my ability to concentrate. I mean, I had to make this video. This is my 6th attempt to make this video. I keep saying something I don't intend to say or lose my train of thought completely. So at least I think this one I'm going to get through to the end. We will see. But the bottom line is brain fog, for whatever reason I've been dealing with, but mostly just extreme fatigue. I mean, I still have Christmas boxes sitting out in my hallway outside this door. I have not opened a box. I have not done a Christmas card. I haven't done anything. I have no energy to do anything. So it's been hard. I've had to examine my festivities, you know, because obviously it is Christmas here in the US Christmas season as I'm recording this video. And I'm just so used to decorating to the hilt, making special gifts for our church family and special notes for everyone in the cards. And I'm used to sending out a bunch of Christmas cards. I'm used to making homemade hand-dipped caramels for my family. Everybody loves these caramels that I make. And I am used to having the kids coming over and doing, decorating cookies or making gingerbread houses and all kinds of fun stuff. And I can't do any of that this year. I mean, I'm going to do a little bit of decorating, put up a tree and maybe a couple of little bitty things, and that's going to be it for decorating. I'll try to put out a few cards, get those sent out in the mail in the next few days, but that's going to be about it. I just have no energy. Now I'm facing a Christmas season where I can't do those normal things that I so derive joy from in doing that for my family. I can't do it. And I've been discouraged about that, and that has been the eye-opener for me. It's like God was saying, Julie, it's not about you. This season is about me. It's not about you. And so I knew that nothing I had been doing in years previous had been bad. It's been good and it made some wonderful memories with my family that I will always treasure. But the fact that I felt really discouraged when I couldn't do these things this year told me that they had become a little too important to me, and the joy that I derived, I was really, really missing that. And there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. I just needed to give that over and relax into the reality that this holiday season will be for me. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for every opportunity to encourage my family. I'm letting go of the things that I have so loved to do in years past, but not this year. It's forced me to just be, to just rest and relax into who God is and who He has made me to be, and to relax and know that I have worth and value even when I can't do any of these things. That I can have joy. And yes, I can have Esher, as I've talked about in previous videos. Even though I can't do any of those things that I used to do. You know, maybe next year I'll be able to do them again, but 1 year at a time, I am focusing on taking a day at a time, spending time with Jesus, just letting Him love me, letting Him remind me of truth, to refocus my mind on positivity, on His truth and on who He is, and just leaning into it and relaxing, giving myself permission to rest. That's hard for me because I always feel guilty, like I should be doing this or I should be doing that. But anyway, this Christmas preparation season will be the season of rest, true rest for me. I'm grateful to be able to vlog again, and I again apologize that it's been 3 weeks since I uploaded my last vlog. I appreciate your understanding. I haven't done my Minecraft world, haven't done any more recording and playthrough either because I've been so exhausted. Hopefully I'll get one of those playthroughs out here in the next few days, I hope. But I'm taking it a day at a time, as I hope you are. I don't know what you're going through, but I hope you're taking your challenges a day at a time as well. And I hope, as I always say at the end of my videos, that you today, no matter what you're going through, I hope you choose hope. That intangible but game-changing reality that gives such strength inside. It may be intangible in the outside world, but oh, it's so real when it's inside, and it makes all the difference. So today, I hope that you do choose hope, because there is a God who loves you, no matter how it feels. Even if you think He hates you, even if you think He's not good, He's still reaching out for you, and He's still loving you. So today, no matter what you're dealing with, I hope and pray that, like me, you will choose positivity, truth, and hope. Until next time.